segment. Hi, my name is Tanisha Simpkins. I want to invite you to tune in to the Table Talk Radio Show, where we'll be having candid conversations about politics, education, fashion, reality shows, what's trending, and more. I want to hear what you have to say. No subjects are off limits. Hey, welcome guys to the Table Talk Radio Show. I'm your host, Tanisha Simpkins.
I'm Pastor A.
We are delighted to be in your living room, on your phone, wherever it is. Guys, make sure to catch us every Monday at 7 p.m. As you can see, we are separated today. We are doing a social distancing.
Can I touch it? Can I touch it?
Okay. We're doing a social distancing right now. So yeah, guys, and make sure if you're out there to share this broadcast, and also you can like us, just like us, give us some likes, and let us know what we're doing out there and how we're doing. We're just trying to give you guys some information like we normally do. The Table Talk Radio Show brings information where it is from politics, economics, education around the world, local, international, whatever that's going on. We kind of put it on the table and we talk about it. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today, and we have so much to actually discuss. I'm trying to hold on 1 second. So much to actually discuss as to what's really going on right now. I mean, from last week to this week, Pastor Austin, it has been like a roller coaster. It almost seemed like I put on Facebook. It seemed like month January. What is this? See that March 2020. It seemed like it's been like 3 years.
This whole year felt like that because I sure enough felt like January was never gonna leave. And now March is like, this is crazy. It needs to march right on out of here. It is staying, people getting arrested, people acting crazy on the street. What's going on with the folks?
I don't know. And I added you, so make sure that you share it from my page. But yeah, it's just a lot going on. So I tried to make a list, guys. I always try to make a list, and my list be like, I know Pastor A be like, why is she sending me these little 5 words? My list be like 5 words for me to remember because it'd be so much, going on.
Nah, I just like one word. Like, man, you gonna say all that with that one word? Yeah, that's just how my mind works. Yeah,
that one word got a whole lot to deal with. Listen, it'd be like
2 hours, man.
It'd be like Psalms 23 and last a whole year sermon. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yeah. So I just wanted to talk to you guys. As we're aware that our president, number 45, has given us an additional 30 days, which ends the month of April, basically. We're not sure as to how long it'll go after that, but they're doing it month by month, I guess. And I'm thinking because they don't want to fear anyone or make anyone have the anxiety that we pretty much already do. Pretty much do. I mean, everyone may not have a high anxiety, but they have had some within this period of time as to, their finances, as to their home, as to their kids' education, as to just getting back to what they feel is their normal. From the social distancing, it's caused a lot. Well, it can cause depression. Just being in the house. I say to anyone, and I'm quite sure you can too, get up like it's a normal day. Open up your blinds. You know what I'm saying? If you can, just sit down on the porch, get your chest, just sit out, get some of that sun. Because baby, it was hot today. Get some of that sun. And we're here. Do something. Walk around your house. They say you can walk around, up and down the street or something like that. Depends on what type of community that you live in, but do something where it kind of like breaks that silence for a moment in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's been difficult for a lot of people to actually sleep because they have worration on their mind.
Is that a word? That's
now you acting like somebody at a worration.
Oh, worration. All right, I'm gonna put. I got to keep a word journal for you.
But you remember that we had a Table Talk Radio show. Sometimes we make up our own words. We can put that in our dictionary. Worration.
Right. We're gonna make up a whole dictionary.
there, but we are over worried. Is that better? For you guys, but yeah, people just like they just don't know, and it's getting to the point where, we live here in Broward. Well, I live in Broward, you live in Dade, which is right beside each other. We commute, you know, Broward and Dade, people commute together on a daily basis. And Saturday and Sunday was just outrageous.
Ooh,
Uh,
Broward County was showing they behind off us the
you
weekend.
know what?
What
We
y'all was
expect
doing?
Dade to do that.
What y'all doing up there?
I don't
I ain't
know.
go to Broward the weekend.
Oh yeah, you right. Yeah. It puts a bad light on us. We was already had this big light when it came to the beaches and everything else that was going on. Now we have this thing where we just can't sit still, like as if we're not following rules or instructions, or there is no law out there to arrest people. But on Saturday, I want to show you guys just how it was with the actual the roads. Let's see here. It- this was the roads.
Mm,
You
mm.
know, this was the roads. This was part of. This was on I-95. This They had a block party on I-95. I guess somebody felt like they wanted to, put it on social media. Hey, let's do a meetup. But they did it on I-95. I mean, like of all the places you go to I-95, and they was making a mockery of the police because it was so blocked. For the police to get through, to get up through either way, they was making a mockery because the police were on the other side. Oh, they can't get on the other side. They can't do nothing, and people hanging out the door, playing music, twerking and twerking on their cars, and you know, and I want to say these were all young people. I want to say, these young people, such stuff, but these was middle aged folks too. As if they had nothing to do. I can get on my soapbox about it, but I'll let
Well,
you
they
chime
didn't. They
in.
had nothing to do, but read a book. You know, catch up on some Netflix or something. But yeah,
What's
Broward County.
going
I don't know what was going on. And the challenge is, when things like that happen, God forbid if the sheriff's department comes in and violence erupts, and that is what we would have gotten disgusted about. We never mentioned the fact that we always talk about what happens when police what they do, but we never talk about why they had to show up. And this
right?
was a reason as to why they would have had to show up. And, they had no business. It's already, I'm sure those people that are blocked there thought it was just going to be an easy commute home. Nobody's on the road. And now you're stuck there for an hour, not because of an emergency, but because somebody, let's just make it
Like
clear.
they want to have a block party during a crisis, during
Right.
an epidemic. You know what I'm saying? During a time where you should be taking this serious. There are people. At first, it was like you really didn't know who had it, right? Now it's
Right.
like you know somebody who knows somebody. Now it's like you know someone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it comes closer and closer that it hits home that we actually know someone who had coronavirus. And I'm gonna show you guys another image here. Now this was on the other day also, which I believe which was yesterday. So these people, and it's an actual video. Let me
Every
time. Look at this shit. I'm gonna play it again. Is your mic muted?
It was. Now it's not.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna play it again for you guys one more time. Look at this shit. Okay, so I
Incredible.
stopped it right there. And the reason I stopped it right there because after that, and I sent you the full one, because after that there was I think either a young lady or a young man, because there was two instances where someone has died, that
Right.
was laying in the road. Another meetup. This time on a local, on you see how the traffic, and you know
Right.
how our streets are busy. If you go down 27th in Miami, if you go down 31st in Fort Lauderdale, those are busy streets. You know,
Right.
3 and 4 lanes of traffic on each side. And they decided to have a meetup here. As a result, somebody was shot. You know, I mean, how ridiculous can we be when it comes to even just? It's just like I just to have no care in the world about what's going on or the feelings of other people who may be experiencing someone else's death or someone else's health crisis. Um, it just got me upset. I don't know.
I mean, we have enough to deal with what's going on. We don't need to manufacture any other, craziness, something else. And every time things like this happen, it takes resources away from
Mm,
things
right?
that should be more important. I did go. I thought I didn't go to Broward. I did go to Broward on Sunday, and I noticed my wife and I went to the church for something real quick, and we were heading back to get on the turnpike and in Collier City. It had to be at least 100 dirt bikes just blocking the traffic, running the red light, and just I mean it's just chaotic. Like what? Stay home, stay in the house, do something. Do that in a park or an open area or something. If you want to do that, if you feel hey, this blow off steam. Do it in an open area, but don't block traffic and don't make a scene. Don't do those things because it just gives the imagery is bad. And of course, the elephant in the room is predominantly, if not 100% of those African Americans. And so it just creates that same narrative of, this is what goes on and this is what's going to be shown on the media. And it's just, it takes away from everything, all the positive things that are going on in the midst of what we're going through. And then just um, the optics of it it's just bad. It's just really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that though, let me see here. That brings me to our social distancing. So I didn't want to show this picture, so I didn't show it because I guess I'm trying to feel from a pastor friend here. Well, he ain't a friend, but Pastor Howard Browning in Tampa, Florida.
Mm.
They actually arrested him. But let me ask you this question, Pastor A. I thought that the churches was a necessity, and it was you to make the determination if you didn't want to have church or not.
We are considered exempt, at least in Broward County. I just, we've been keeping up with the day by day ordinances and things. And according to Broward County, they do consider houses of worship still an essential, you know, gathering place, if you would. As a matter of fact, part of that statement in Broward County when it comes to curfew, to and from houses of worship. But nevertheless, they're still asking houses of worship to maintain some level of common sense, if you would. And this brother, he threw caution to the wind, and
Right way of saying
so he
that.
decided that he was gonna pack out his place and decide that the heck, or what, something even stronger with COVID-19. He believed that God gave him the power to heal, and so the authority stepped in. And Tampa is a place known for older residents. See, people go there,
Yeah.
Tampa neighbor area, they go there to retire. And I think
Mhm.
I don't know how much of this is going to stick really, but I think they did it to make just a wake up call. And he did it in such a just undisdain tone and mockery of the whole situation. I think that they felt like they had no other choice but to arrest him. And we'll see how it goes. What do you think about it?
I think they did the right thing. I think that was just out of order, and the reason I say that because recently there was something that happened with where they're not a family member of a member, and they had a
Mhm.
funeral here in South Florida.
Right.
And as a result, a lot of people did get um, coronavirus, and they got tested, and some of them were positive. Um, and this person came from another state actually. So that gathering thing that really made me believe not only, what's already what we've been hearing, but really believe like, oh my God, and everyone is affected differently. Just because you are tested positive, it doesn't mean that you're going to die. It doesn't mean that your life is over. It all depends upon how your body receives it, right? Your respiratory, if it closes, those type of things, our lungs, what all depends. That's why I say it's very we need to take care of ourselves. If we never took care of ourselves now is the time. For those who don't be taking their medicine, their blood pressure, their diabetic, and all that other stuff there, they need to take it, because you don't want to see your body in limbo, when you get sick. Me, I have a weak immune system, always have. Man, I'm like eating orange every day. I made my own little remedy stuff. I take my vinegar every morning. I make sure I go for a walk because I don't want to be susceptible. Is that a word? To to any virus, to anything that's out there. Because when I go sick, I'm like sick. So I'm like, Lord, I got to beat this thing before it even come to me. And I think that's why a lot of us are downplaying it. Like, oh, I'm good. Or we go to Walmart. Or we go to listen. So we went out today, Nathan. Right? We went out. Me and my daughter. I went to the bank first, to the ATM, because that's all I had open. And then we went to. I said, okay, well, let's get some. My mama wanted some chicken. Let's go to Kentucky. I don't eat Kentucky. Got lady pulled out her little tray. You put your card in that tray. And she picked it up with her gloves. Okay. And she did what she did. And she put your receipt in your card right back in that tray. And I got it.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, I was all for that. I was like, good. I'm glad that's what they're doing, because guess what? They're considered right now the essential workers.
Right. And they don't want to be shut down.
Listen, what you think about that? They tired.
Right. It's there are certain things. The thing about houses of worship, again, I'm a pastor, and that's a little different from the Walmarts. Is in houses of worship, you're in close proximity with someone for a long time. It's similar to a movie theater, which is why they shut down movie theaters. You're at least in Walmart, you may be a lot of people in there, but you don't have to be next to someone in Walmart. It could be a lot of people in one place, but in a church, you are literally, especially, this guy's church, he wasn't trying to practice 6 feet,
crowded.
1 feet, 1 inch. He wanted to pack as many people in there as possible. And again, it is not helping. I think as a pastor, it is still our obligation to assist in what's going on. And we have to understand that we have a voice. Our voice is symbolic to a mayor's voice in a community or a governor's voice for a state. We have a voice and we need to use our power. I have friends that are having church, but they're still trying to practice social distancing. They're understanding, but they're not making a mockery of this situation. He has not only decided that he wanted to pack out his church, he wanted to make a mockery of the entire situation. And I just didn't think it's helpful to anybody. Because it only prolongs what we're going through right now. And I think if everybody does their part, then we'll be able to get back to normal faster. You said something earlier that Trump said 30 more days, and you said it like it was a prison sentence. Like we got 30 more days of lockdown. But for some, it feels like that. And the more people decide that they're going to do their part, the faster we can get out of jail and go back to our normal lives. Is they not only that, but the saints should be the first to. I agree. Says Williams or Angela, it says we always churchy. Says I agree. We are obligated to obey the laws as Christians, and I don't think it's a good look that we can stand in our pulpits and go against the laws, because the Bible talks about render unto Caesar what is Caesar. It talks about Jesus said in the New Testament, he didn't come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. And so we have to be very careful at the precedent we set by just, disobeying this. Not to mention there are other reasons why I don't think everybody's gathering because of the spirit. I think there are some financial reasons why they are gathering.
Y'all not even gonna talk about that.
Yeah, hey, it's table talk. We could talk about it. They're just financial reasons that a lot of people, not some, but a lot of people are open. A lot of churches and pastors are open because they are afraid of the financial downfall, and they're camouflaging it as we have faith, which in actuality they don't have faith, because they don't have faith that things are going to get settled, bills are going to get paid, the church is still going to be able to be afloat. And that is that is what nobody's wants to talk about. But I don't have a lot of friends. I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah. And then it's the same thing what you just said, Pastor A. We have to practice what we preach. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're saying that you have a fear that your congregation, doesn't have the practice or the stewardship, as we would say, of tithing or giving. That's just something that But I know that a lot of churches have fear. Like I said last week, you guys are blessed that that your foundation, your building is paid. That opened the eyes to a lot of people to actually try to accomplish that. When these type of settings in our history happen, that we try to have no mortgages and high monies that that we're trying to accomplish and doing or
a savings.
Right, in a savings, and make sure you have some type of annuity, as on your buildings and things of that sort. Those things are actually important, when it comes to the actual church itself. But I also wanted to speak on when it comes to the church itself, how that people who are in social media help your church. And you may see them struggling online. Come on, somebody. Help them. I'm serious. Don't be looking at laughing like, they don't know what they doing. Now they can do this. You can see people that come on, won't you get a pot? Won't you get a tripod? Won't you do? It's like, come on now. For real.
You don't know this, but at the end of all of this, I'm putting together a team summit. My wife will tell you she can't wait till this is over, because my phone has rung 50 times a day with pastors and people. Right. Some have been sharing information. Some are just like, hey, what can we do? A lot of churches have been caught with their pants down from a technological standpoint, which is another reason why some of them are staying open, because they have no way to connect with their members. And so, but we're putting together a great team to help churches. It'll be geared towards smaller churches, to let them know that there are just several ways, inexpensive ways. Look at what we're doing now. We don't pay a lot of money to do what we're doing now. We've taken this show to another level, more visual, and so there are ways. But this is where the young adults of the church can find their niche. A lot of them are, they know social media. They know about, I'm almost 40, and I'm learning about a lot of this stuff, in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, man, this stuff exists. But this is where the young adults who always feel like the church has left me out, I don't know what to do. This is your opportunity to create a social media ministry. Hey, it doesn't take rehearsal. It doesn't take, coming to meetings. You can run the church almost from your living room. And so I believe this will open up a lot of opportunities for churches and pastors that are willing to embrace it. But I think at this point, every church and pastor will embrace it, because they realize that this may be the future of the church. I saw a virtual baptism the other day.
All right.
A virtual baptism where someone got saved online and wanted to get baptized, and the pastor did it over the phone. Of course, someone assisted with the actual emergence of the individual, but he did the rites over the baptism. And so, people are still getting saved, and some people downed it and laughed at it. But hey, someone wanted to get saved and wanted to be baptized, they can get to them. And so it was a way. So God was still blessed. And so this is an area where definitely, again, young people can get involved.
Yeah, yeah. If you are that person and you see your church needs help, reach out. Reach out and give them some platforms
Hey, come on, Rev.
and, and give them some type of equipment that they can do, or be a part, like you said, create a social media ministry on it. Come on, like 5 years ago, we was talking about this, and a whole lot of pastors was like, "I ain't with that devil, Facebook devil,"
That's the devil.
you know. But look at it now,
Right.
So it is needed, but and then there's a lot of larger churches are operating like as if they're on smaller scales, and a lot of small churches, 10 members, operating like they on bigger scale. So we gotta help those. I don't want to look online and I see your camera going like this, and and that's supposed to be your home
See the
page and stuff like
crowd of the church, see somebody walking through the street, somebody talking over, they got their phone. Yeah, we've seen it all.
Yeah. So we let's help each other to make sure that we do better. It was something else on that I wanted to say. Yeah. So guys, if you're out there listening, if you have something to say, you can add a comment, or if you have a question about anything that we've talked about.
What is your church doing? How is your church? You don't have to call the church name, but are you pleased with the content that your church is presenting? Is your church still having church? And how do you feel about that? These are things, that we can talk about. Some people don't like the fact that their church is having church. I know one friend of mine was kind of upset that her church was not offering a virtual option, literally. And so they were kind of upset about that. And so there are a lot of different opinions about what's going on. I definitely think that in this season, we can't hold the saints hostage to force them into the building. We must find a way, a platform that they can engage. And, Jamal Bryant, he has of course, he's a bigger church, but he has a social media pastor. That's his only job, is to engage. We can do that on a smaller scale. You can get a volunteer, young adult,
right?
To engage. I think this is the time where we can understand the importance of engaging, because chances are you're going to see more people online than you are in your. This
phone is in everybody's hand all day. I just had a meeting earlier. We were talking about something. I was telling my client, I said, well, they were thinking about, okay, let's maybe slow down. I was like, oh no, because right now this phone is in everybody's hands. So it is a great opportunity for content. I don't have no problem when I see people put their content or they pass sermon on or anything like that. As long as Facebook can allow them, do it, because people do watch. They may not watch at the moment of streaming, but they do go back and watch. I know I do. They do go back and watch. But
yeah, you watched me yesterday. I was so blessed. I felt blessed.
Yeah, and I shared. So you asked me the question, like, what's up with my church? So my church, we on a little bigger scale, and so what we already been doing, like, social media ministry. However, we have it whereas we've always stay in contact with the members, and see that's what's happening. That's where the disconnect is. Because a lot of churches, they have their members on a roll, right? But they don't have no contact for them. You know what I'm saying? Or how to be in contact with them. So there's plenty of different apps. I'm a believer of apps. Try them out. Some good, some you may have to take it, throw away, whatever. But there's an app that a lot of churches do use. It's called Lead, L-E-A-D, Lead, L-E-A-D. And what it does is it's like a count of your membership. So when I do my Wednesday Bible study with my women, I can still count them. When we are having service, we want you to initially go on the website rather than Facebook, because we want you to be more familiar with the website than Facebook. So, but we have both. This month we was doing a series, so we kind of cut after praise and worship off, and then went to the website because of rights issues, and then continued. But then starting April, right? April coming up, then our pastor, he would be doing the whole sermon there at the church. And then on our Bible study, we did Zoom. So that's why I say it's good to pay for these things. Like I pay for this. It's good to pay for these apps. They're very minimum. So they did the Zoom Pro or whatever.
Right.
That thing had so many features. I was just astonished.
Right.
Because how we did it was we had our women's leader, and then we had all of our other leaders in a group A, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe 5, like 5 and 5 or something like that. And then each one of us maybe got 30 members or whatever. So all 6 of us looking at that one, but all of ours are on our group.
Right.
So then when she got off, then they all dispersed to our own group. And I was like, you know how many hundreds of people that was reached during that time, during that moment? It was amazing. So that's why.
And the thing about this, especially in South Florida, you said something interesting. You know, maybe not your church, because you know your church, a lot of them don't look like you, but in our church, you know, weather, you know, it rains a lot in South Florida, and weather deters people away. Bible study, they may come to church, but other things such as Bible study, a conference, and things of that nature. What technology does, it takes the weather out of the equation. It takes I can't get there out of the equation. It takes I don't get off of work in time out of the equation. All those things, it takes them out of the equation. And so embracing technology, as you said, there's something out there for everyone. We use a text mobile system that we, you know, right now I'm sending out a daily text inspiration every day. I can put on the timer every day, 9 o'clock consistency. That company now added a phone feature where I can leave a voice message. These are things that we need to invest in the body of Christ to stay connected to people, because right now they can't get to us physically, but it's still your job, your role as a pastor or as a person that can have influence in your church to make sure that you are able to connect with people. Because as I've said at our church, we're disconnected from the building, but we're still connected to the body. And so that is very important, that we need to do that and make those investments. A lot of them are cheap, less than $20, $30 a month, that you can make these investments so that not just in times like these, but constant communication with your members. I can get a word out to 300 members at a push of a button, just like that.
Right.
And so it's available, it's out there, it's affordable. And so it just need to be taken advantage of.
Right. And I wanted to, dang, I'm 47. I just forgot that quick.
You need to get it together. We're talking about staying at home, homeschooling. You know what y'all doing? A lot of parents.
Add to that, but yeah.
A lot of parents got their teacher degree today in Broward County. I put a post up. I asked the question, does the stimulus package compensate you for homeschooling? Like, is that part of my job? Like, are they going to reimburse me for the lessons I taught today? Because this is interesting. This homeschooling. You know, you got to know this stuff. You got children asking questions they would ask the teacher. I'm like, I don't know. I got my degree in theology, not education. I'm clicking the help button more than the kids are. I'm trying to figure this thing out. But what y'all guys doing homeschooling? What you watching? What movies are you watching? How are you doing this thing? We need help.
Listen, I was late for homeschooling. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I was late. I stayed up last night. I was looking at a movie, one of those Netflix movies, and I was up late. Then I woke up. I was like, oh shoot, it's 9 o'clock. Because I asked my daughter Spirit, I said, what time school starts? She said 8 o'clock. So it was 9 o'clock. So I'm about to go in there and start fussing at her. Why you ain't get? Child, she was already online. So I just closed the door.
Teacher late for class. That's dang on the first day.
Yeah, but you know, as they're older, they're able to, hopefully they're able to help themselves. But you know, I feel for those who, like, you have young ones. You know, it's a lot of attention. You know, and now you can say, man, I'm gonna make sure I get that teacher next year a gift. bumper apple. I'm gonna make sure I bring her some gift,
Yeah.
something, a gift card or something, because it lets us see the responsibility of all these educators and teachers that have our kids for 7 and 8 hours, or sometimes even more, for after school programs that we only deal with them when they're that little. I only deal with mine like 4 hours. Drove them there. Afternoon we had dinner. An hour, whatever, you go to bed. So you only have a small amount of time, and you be frustrated on the weekend. So these teachers are deserving a lot. And I know one thing, the system went down here in South Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, just give it some
Oh,
time. Don't go off on Runcie and all of this stuff here. Just give it some time. Hopefully, if they take my information, I'll tag them. Maybe they can stagger people. Maybe they have the elementary and middle school come at 8 and the high school come at 10, so it won't seem like so many people are lying, because a lot of these kids are finishing their work in an hour or two anyway.
right.
What they have, especially if they have a one class, except for the high school students, they have many classes. So yeah, maybe they can try
There's
to.
a little bit. Team Nike bit of blame IT wise, because you have to know that the system is going to get overload. I think of course, it should have been a plan. That plan you just stated probably someone should have thought, are we able to handle literally every kid in Broward County getting on at one time? But nevertheless, what is also hard on parents, you just have spirit, but it's parents with children who are way apart from each other. You're teaching two different lessons. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, so we're teaching two different lessons, and sometimes, I got to ask the 9-year-old to help the 5-year-old. So those are the parents I kind of feel kind of bad for, because if you're, I know friends that have a high school and then they have a 2-year-old. So they don't know where they're coming or going. And so this is interesting. There are a lot of books and comedy shows that are going to be birthed because of what we're going through right now, because it's just amazing. But I do commend every parent who's making it happen. I do commend, especially again, if you have multiple kids, people like Tanisha with one grown kid, she don't count. But if you have little kids and you making it happen, bravo to you, because this is not an easy job. And certainly the teachers gonna come up once they get back in class, because they're gonna be blessed for birthday, Valentine's Day, Christmas, everything. They gonna get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else I wanted to? Okay. So now that we got that out the way, y'all just help y'all little kids. If y'all need some additional help, this is what I wanted to know. Hit that light for me, Spirit. This is what I wanted to know also. We got no light. The other light. Sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna ask you, did you pay your light bill?
Oh no, FP&L sent everybody a thing, said they're gonna in May they're gonna decrease. I'm like, yeah, they probably decrease $10. They're gonna decrease everybody. You didn't get that? They're gonna decrease.
No, I need that water bill people to come through.
Decrease and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing. Y'all pay y'all bills. Don't keep pushing it back, because once you get it, it's gonna be a large bill. So make sure that you guys do pay it. But what I want to say is, what about parents who have to work and they have small kids at home? Who's teaching them? That was my thing. Like, how are they? I mean, do they? Because you have to go online. Is it going to be something that they can go backwards or record it or something like that? I mean, they have to. If they haven't thought of that, I hope they do think of that. That it has to be some type of recording for them to play back for their child or whatever, because they're going to need it too. Because if you're working and your child, hopefully, they're not home by themselves, but if they're somewhere, they're going to need help too. But the thing about it is, this is where a lot of the communities should get together. We always say we are a village, so this is the time that we have to operate like a village. If you
social distancing becomes a challenge. If this was something that didn't involve us being able to come together, because I've had people to say, "Oh, why don't the church come and offer this?" Yeah, the same reason why we don't come and do church, because the social distancing is the challenge, and that's what makes this
Oh,
situation
somebody told you to
unique.
open your church for the kids.
Say it again.
Somebody told you to open your church for the kids.
Oh, open out every city, open it to feed, open it for the kids, open it for get on the computer, get on the internet. You know, it's just always, but this is where this becomes a challenge, unlike anything else. Again, if this was a hurricane or anything that didn't involve us not being able to touch each other, being in the same space, then I think a lot of resources would be available. But when you're asking everybody, especially children, again, no getting together, no touching each other, no doing all those things, it becomes difficult for people to help because we don't know how to help other than virtual help, which again, if you have a little child, the child can't get on the computer by himself. And so the virtual help becomes a problem. But we have to focus maybe the weekends. We have to, parents may have to fight. I think weekends, while they're there, making that sacrifice and getting with teachers that, hey, may want to, make a little something, do some virtual help, whatever the case may be. So we just have to be creative because it is a challenge, because there's some people that still have to work. If you go to this Walmart and somebody's working, that's somebody who's not home with their child. Exactly. And so we have to be able to deal with that. But again,
these essential people are working really, really hard, especially the ones at the Publixes and the Walmarts and all these type of places, and the Target, the hospital, different places. They working it, the fast food places, the lines still they're long, a lot of those people. That's why I'm glad that they say now that that $15, if they don't receive it, did mean something for them to get. Look at now, how it has switched up. That we need more essential people than you need the non-essential. Pretty much.
Somebody commented that new math is a killer. That new math, yeah. They got new math. What is that new math? I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I went out. What happened?
Oh no, you might have hit a button. Yeah, that new math is something. The new math is let's see here. Hold up. Yeah. I don't know. That's on your part. What you did?
Something happened. I don't know.
You might have hit stop cam. Restart it back.
You finished? Okay.
No, I think my camera went. It was my camera. Don't mute my camera. My camera went out on me.
Go sit down.
Okay, well, we can still hear you. I just put your
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Mute myself a little bit though. I'm back.
Talk about my lights. Look at that.
Well, that's my camera just coming on. I'm gonna be back. See that? Ooh. All right. There we go. I'm back.
Oh, I got some new technology. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
All right, that's some new technology. That's good. So, guys, listen. So now I know you've seen this, and everybody else has seen this. Now, but I thought that when you put music on social media, that you had to put, "I don't own the rights to this," right? Is that correct?
I do that all the time, but
however, all these DJs, they play a song after song after song after song, and I never see that you own that. I don't own the rights to this music. Right now, DJ's winning because people are more into the DJing. If y'all don't stop sharing me these DJing folks, I know something. People are more focused seriously on these DJing than anything. And I'm like, okay, well, what are they getting out of it? Because it's like you're doing a lot of work. I know the recognition, maybe some likes or whatever, but it's like these people are on here for like hours. I know DJ Nice out of out of the early 90s era. That's like my era, beatboxing and all that there, boogie down. Most of these young people don't know him, but they're in tune. But he has made it.
Jamal Bryant Pastor Jamal Bryant had a DJ session I think he called it the basement last night. I think it was last night. He went from, secular to spirit to sacred and back and forth. I mean, they just entertaining. They're entertaining. I mean, they're just, people are just being creative. I just, it's, hey, I got this equipment. I can't make no money. I might as well put a name.
I'm home alone. I'm home. I got nothing to do.
Right. Put my cash app out there. Maybe somebody will bless the brother $5, $10 here. But some of these DJs get 3,000 views. If everybody sent them $1, hey, they might make more DJing from the house than they would at the party.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm liking it. I sit and watch a few of them when I'm not doing this. I'm doing like 50 talk shows in like a week. But I think it's this. We talked about with the churches. They're exposing themselves they're using the technology. Everybody has a phone in their hand, and hey, when things open back up, they're gonna remember that DJ, man, he was jamming. I can book him for my party. I can hire him to do something. So hey, put yourself out there, market yourself as best as you can, and I applaud them. But yeah, there's a lot of them. A lot of them are just not really DJs. They just know how to play some music and put them right. That's what they're doing. So hey, you say Trump gave us 30 more days, so I might have to come up with something.
Listen, I'm gonna be DJ'd out. I'm gonna be TikTok out.
TikTok out. I still haven't figured out what TikTok was. I thought it was a clock.
TikTok. No, we supposed to have done one, me and Spirit and the family, but we never gotten to it.
How many
I'm savage. We was a lot of them we was gonna do, but we never got to it. But yeah. Only thing I say is when you do the TikTok, just keep it nice. That's all, because you still got to represent who you are out there. So just keep it nice.
Well, I'm not a TikTok guy.
Well, your family can do the easy one. They can do the easy one. A lot of families, just do it, just be doing it, I guess, to again, just put themselves out there on social media, for likes or straight boredom. But I think most people are doing these things for boredom. So what's the best Netflix? And anybody can post it. What do you think the best Netflix out right now? So the last one that I watched was what I was watching last night was Ozark. I was waiting for it to come back. It's like it's been a whole year. I said I was gonna, how you say, I'm just watch one episode, then the next day I'll watch one episode. Try to space it out. Child, I think I had done with the 3 episodes. That's why I was up like 3 o'clock in the morning. I had done with about 6 episodes. 5
teacher, you had to go to work. You forgot you had to go to work, teacher.
5 or 6. Not only that, I still had clients. 5 or 6 episodes, and yeah, that's winning for me right now. But I hear a lot of people talking about, I don't even know the name of it. Something about a lion. Anybody who has the name of it, please.
I've heard about that on the radio. I haven't really been watching a lot of Netflix. I've been catching up on my DVR. I have these shows that I like to watch. And the problem I have is if I watch a show and then my wife starts liking the show, and maybe if you're watching this, if you got a spouse, if you deal with this, once your spouse starts liking the show and watching it with you, you kind of feel obligated to watch it with them.
Right.
You're obligated. So you may want to watch it. Your television production, consumption, don't mind that person. Your television consumption is a lot faster, But when you start watching it with your spouse, you have to watch it at their pace and you get behind. And so I've been behind. I like Chicago PD. So the whole season over with by now, we just starting to catch up with it. So I haven't been on Netflix because I'm trying to get caught up with the shows that I like to watch with her. So that's my life right now. But if you are a Netflix person, let us know. Let us know if you're using your password or somebody else's. No, don't tell them.
I got 5 people on my account, so hey.
So don't you have to really watch? You kind of watching what the other person watches, right?
No, everybody have their own one.
No, I'm saying if you're sharing somebody else's password.
Yeah, the
got
password. So yeah.
watch or however that works. I got my own, but so yeah, that's why I am with TV.
Someone, I guess. Yeah. 5 accounts on one. Yeah. 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 So I'm gonna ask you this question because you guys are married. Well, that didn't make no sense.
Yeah,
But, but the, but the question is, how are you guys doing together home all day?
oh,
Well, I didn't Kim, is she dressed? Kim didn't get in this conversation.
definitely practicing social distancing. You can read between the lines. I'm trying to ask us that apply for married folk, but nobody seems to understand why I'm asking that question. But anyway, Kim and I have a unique situation because we're always together all the time anyway. We do business together. So we're together 90% of the time anyway. The challenge is we have the kids to focus on as well. We're not always home, but we're always together. So we don't have a problem. But I think I put on my Facebook page the other day, there are going to be some people that realize that they don't really like their spouse. They love them, but they don't like them. I've always said when it comes to partners in business, when you're in business with your spouse, you not only have to love them, you have to like them because you're going to be together a lot. And there's a difference in that. But we've been doing cool, man. We make each other laugh. We do crazy stuff. You tend not to fight. If you do fight, you got to get over it quick because I can't even go nowhere. So, and then we down to one car now, so I sure enough can't go anywhere now. I usually could drive off and go somewhere. You're not gonna be other than my garage, but we're doing cool. I would ask how you doing, but
ain't got to matter.
Yes, you. How you and the ghost man doing?
He way in another state. Got to tell him
y'all already practicing social distance.
Exactly. Exactly.
We have a few minutes if you bold enough to talk about that. Probably not, because if you stuck in the house with them, you can't even sneak and do it. So, but I'm gonna probably have to pay for my sins when I cut this camera off. So,
no, you good. You ain't say that bad. But yeah, I just wanted to ask that question because it can't. Well, see, you guys are already, like you said, 90% of the time. But for some people who are just being together when both people have those non-essential jobs and they're in the house together, that can be a lot because that's a lot getting used to. That's just like saying you're both retiring at the same time. You get to see each other's space. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you mean to tell me when I got up to cook me some food, I had to cook you some food too? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, speaking of which, what happens when I'm in a house? It's 3 boys and 1 girl, 3, and so what happens when you are in the house and one of the persons don't eat at the same pace as you do? I'm
gonna leave them at the table.
No, what I mean by eat at the same pace is like we want 3 meals a day, and one person good with just 1 meal a day.
Well,
and we ask for our second meal, and we're like,
we just ate 1 meal, but I like breakfast.
Right, we do breakfast. But for some of us, I won't call the person's name. The breakfast can last all day.
Yeah.
And the 3 other boys want lunch.
Yeah, you got to, because we got to go on the school schedule. So,
and the cook says, y'all just ate. No, that was breakfast.
Because she ain't hungry.
She's not hungry. She only weigh 100 pounds, so she don't get hungry at the same rate. And so these are the problems of the Austin households. Maybe I know y'all don't have these problems, but this is the problem.
They better make their lunch the night before. Right. Make some sandwiches.
Yesterday it was 7 o'clock. She's like, let's just eat. No, we eat at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 7 o'clock. She say the snacks count too. No, the snacks don't count. We are grown men in the house. We want to eat our 3 square meals a day, but the cook don't want to, but I'm sorry. I just
I get it.
you just struck a nerve in me, so I'm just trying to, you know. I think I smell some cooking now though. So
All right.
all
See,
right.
they got
She said I won't get it. She said I won't get it.
that last. Y'all can warm up yourself. You know, that's what you do. But I want to thank you guys for actually listening to the show. If hold on, let me see here if I can do this right.
No.
Just yeah, just get some people some information about your church.
Yeah, so we're Senior Pastor of Zion Church. We officially consider ourselves the Acts 2 church now, which we're embracing the Acts 2 and 46 scripture that says they worship together each day, met in their homes for the Lord's Supper, and shared their meals with great joy and generosity. And the verse says that the Lord added to the church daily. And so we've embraced this whole cyber sanctuary piece at our church. And so every day we send out a text message. We're on our prayer line every Tuesday at 6:30, and we're still connecting our normal time, Sundays at 9 a.m. You can catch us on Facebook Live and on YouTube, and on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. You can catch us in our Bible study. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about I'm in the eye of the storm. And so if you know
Now
about
we have some deep titles.
yeah, I'm in the eye of the storm. So if you know anything about hurricanes, you know that the eye of the storm is where you want to be. And so we're going to kind of talk about that tomorrow by Bible study. We're going to encourage people to know that, listen, as a child of God, you're still in a safe place, because the eye of the storm is the calmest place under the storm that you want to be. And so we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we're starting this new series. It's coming to your house. So often that people think that the blessings of God happens at his house, the church house. Well, we're stuck at the house. And so I want to
That's
encourage you to
enough.
let you know that even though you're stuck at your house, God
To my
knows how to get the
house.
blessing to your house. So listen,
My
I'm
house.
excited already. If we had another hour, I would just preach it. I'll just preach it right now. But you got to come. Got to be with us Tuesday, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Sunday at 9 a.m. And then we're going to be doing a whole lot of more content with our young adults and our youth department, doing some great things. So we're embracing this whole virtual reality. We almost creating a channel. We don't have content just about every day, putting some out for the people to
Make sure you
enjoy.
do. I call it a content calendar. That you
Yes,
guys can just go ahead and just schedule something every day for the
that's
30
what we're
days.
doing. Right,
Yeah, you don't have to be worried about, getting up and thinking of something to put on Facebook and so forth.
right.
But guys, just to let you know that I am still available. I'm still doing what I do. I am still working myself basically as a publicist. That's what I do. So my hashtag thing is got PR. Looking to join a team with results. We are accepting when it comes to business strategists, being creative. Right now, I'm working with a couple of authors, someone who's doing an actual series, film series, different optional things. An artist, those things. If you're needing someone for branding for your business or for branding for yourself, exactly. Hey, give me a call. Don't think of it not too shy right now because of what's going on. Now is the actual perfect time for you guys to get started. Client placements. You want to be, in the magazine articles, all of that stuff. There will get you started. So yeah, just hit me up. You can do it in my inbox. I'll take a lot of those. I'll send you a phone number and a time to give me a call back. I do have a 15-minute free consultation. 15 minutes. Just give me a call and then we'll talk about it. So I want to thank you guys for joining us
What
here
you do
on
at 16 minutes? You say 15 minutes. What you say 16 minutes? You hang
people talk, boy. They'll tell you.
up.
They'll give you one time, but next thing you know, it'll be 30 minutes.
Be like, what happened? Oh, phone got disconnected. No, I hung up. Next time when I call you back, it's
Right.
be like, I lost you. No, your 15 minutes up, Jack. You gotta pay his pay time.
Right.
Uh,
So yeah, guys. So yeah, we're still available. We're still doing what we're doing, and like I said, now is the perfect time. I have a couple clients that are putting out some awesome videos that we created for their books or some things that they're doing. Even those, a few of them also from here, from Miami, hip hop and all that other stuff. So, guys, make sure that you guys get connected so we can do some business. So, if you never knew what I did, I guess because some people like, what you do, So now you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so guys, we want to thank you again for tuning in. We're gonna have Tarisha Bennett Lee on next week. She's supposed to be on this week, but when I sent her a message, I forgot to hit send. My
Oh,
bad, Tarisha.
you are
So
getting
yeah, so
old. You
I
did
know.
all
So
that. I was waiting to see my friend Teresha. There's a Teresha. Yeah.
Tarisha,
Right.
right? So I will see her next week on the show. She's an awesome speaker and an awesome person with a lot of knowledge. So and we have a good time when we are together. So is there anything else that you want to say? Your son want to say goodbye because he's been itching to get up in this
No,
video.
they trust me. They look at this camera. I've been doing so many things. They just use
Oh,
it.
don't forget, are you
Extra
guys
little
still doing
quick.
it this week? This week, the marriage
Yes, I
podcast.
believe so. I'm waiting to get confirmation to make sure that I am officially on, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to be on again with Dr. E. Dewey Smith. Thank y'all. So many people watched last week. Is really backed by popular demand. Speaking of someone who has a ton of content, he's got something going on just about every hour, 1 hour. And so, but we're definitely, once we get a full confirmation, we'll certainly get that out to you as well. But tentatively it's set for tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. tomorrow on Facebook Live, YouTube, Roku TV.
What about Bible study?
If it's streamed, Bible study is from 7 to 8. I go jump from Bible study. I'm telling you, I'm moving. It's crazy. I'm busier now than I ever been before in my life.
I hear
Horses,
you.
voice is hoarse, but we thank God for being able to be used for such a time as this. Glory to God.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you share this podcast. Make sure that you also subscribe to my YouTube Table Talk show on YouTube. You can view it there as well. And make sure to see you guys back here on next week, Monday at 7 o'clock. We out. Peace.
Peace.